just a series of 2s and 3s, taking down players like Lugi, Longo, and then, of course, the big one, Game 5 against Mittens.
Can I quickly just say, I absolutely called Skyjay getting into loser's side top 8, even though he got upset early. I called it!
Well, enough about Skyjay. Let's get into the game because Sriks from Australia is here to play. Representing Oz Smash on the big stage, taking out one of the Mexican powerhouses, baby. Tell me, Smart, both of these players been absolutely ludicrous today. Who do you reckon is going to bring home the bacon?
I think these two have honestly been my favorite players of the day. And as we talked about, I mean, Skyjay's run has been absolutely ridiculous, but so has Sriks as well, who has been, honestly, a bit of a rising star today. Not necessarily someone that we expect to do as well as he has, but he's taken down some real titans. So, of course, having just beaten Chag as well earlier in losers quarterfinals. But Skyjay, of course, has been playing so many sets today. He has experienced so many different matchups, and he is still fighting in this top 8, and now in top 4 as well. And he's just got to get through one more player, not most.
Fighting is one way to describe it. Skyjay has been absolutely ludicrous in these fights. You have seen he's had a lot of games where he has gone down, but he will always bring it back. Skyjay has the mental of an absolute machine. And frankly, Sriks, as well as he has been doing, needs to be prepared to take it out himself because Sephiroth is light. And let me tell you, Incineroar is ready to punish you at ludicrously low percents.
And that's exactly it, because Incineroar is a character that hits like a truck. And if you let this Incineroar run a train on you, you know, get those hits in, it is going to start looking real bad. And this is kind of what's happening already, where Sriks has really not been able to do all that much. Meanwhile, Skyjay has just been saying, okay, yep, I can throw it side piece. That's 40%.
If you're going to Google that, by the way, please do not include Incineroar and running a train on in the same search.
That is good. Close. Yeah.
Anywho,
yeah.
Looks like Sriks is able to bring it back, but alas, Skyjay has already got the advantage. Sriks, we have seen them take a game to adapt before. We're going to see if they can do it again. Frankly, the massive committal option that is Sephiroth's sword is absolute gold for Incineroar's revenge. But Sriks has adapted to his own weaknesses before. He has patched the holes in his fighter jet. So we're going to see if he can bring it back this game. But that isn't what matters. He can lose the battle, but he can win the war there, Smart.
Absolutely. And I mean, this entire matchup as well is going to be almost decided if Sriks can work out, can adapt to what Incineroar can do. Because we saw actually in the previous set with Skyjay and Lancelot, how Lancelot was really just starting to punish and wait out things like revenge, the side Bs, you know, keeping his distance, you know, working out the timings. And what's going to be crucial here is if Sriks can do the same.
It certainly is. It certainly is. Sriks keeping a cool head after a very explosive Game 1. That was I can't tell if that was a really quick Game 1 or if I've just watched Sonic Dark Samus. Either way, it's already over.
It's already over. And I mean, that is kind of what Incineroar and Sephiroth do, really. They hit hard.
They turn up the heat.
They get their moves out. They do a lot of damage, and people just kind of evaporate, really.
It is true. You need to be prepared to deal with the nonsense of both of these characters. The issue with Sriks is Sephiroth comes pre-built with a lot of things that sort of cover his own weaknesses. You know, he's got that very fast close-range nair, as we have just seen, to cover a lot of his long-range committal options. He's got that side B to interrupt being comboed because he's got a very big body. The problem is, if he uses that side B to get himself out of jail for free, Skyjay can just use it for free revenge stacks. And so suddenly that option is completely neutered purely out of matchup. Very difficult situation for the Australian powerhouse there, Smart.
And of course, we talked about how light Sephiroth is, and despite all the muscles on that man, he does not weigh very much. He is one of the lighter characters in the game, so moves like that side B that we saw Skyjay pull out there to take the stock, well, that's going to be certainly leaving the mark.
He certainly is right now. Skyjay trying to make his way back to the stage. Is able to reverse with a nair, in fact, right now, but that's a perfect counter. And now we are seeing those Elite Smash-style clips where you simply counter what should be something that's easy to deal with. But alas, Skyjay, he's so resourceful, so fantastic. I heard someone in the crowd earlier say Incineroar's recovery is fake bad. Well, you know what, Skyjay, I think he's just a little bit wacky with it.
He really, really is. And now Sriks obviously able to take that stock away, but not been able to do too much else. But this is what we're talking about. You saw Sriks now waiting out these revenges, and that is exactly what you need to do. You cannot let Skyjay get those off. You cannot let them absorb the hits, because it's going to dispel absolute disaster with moves like that side B being powered up by it. But Sriks now starting to get some real damage in, playing this matchup as it should. But Skyjay will always find a way to get his hands on you, Nutroast, and take that stock away no matter what.
Sounds terrifying right now. Falling Revenge is safe enough that he isn't actually able to get a punish. I really like what Sriks was doing in the sense that they delayed their recovery with the Octaslash so that they could avoid the Revenge. But if you're going to slow yourself down, it just means more time for Sriks to adapt. The forward smash a little bit sour, not able to get anything done just yet.
Oh, that's huge damage. That's a lot of damage to put on there. That was a Revenge side B, and suddenly you're near triple digits.
And you can say what you want, you know, we've got...
That's it. It's gone. Whoop.
The blink of an eye, my goodness. It's almost as if spots in my memory are disappearing, how quickly this match is progressing. As these two get into Game 3, Sriks keeping calm and composed, but Skyjay, my goodness, he is running on fumes, running on the blood of those who have fallen before him.
He really is. I mean, he has absolutely had the longest run today out of any players, and yet he is still going in the set, and he's still playing as hot as ever with this character. He is doing so nicely, and Sriks obviously going on an absolute run today, you know, taking out players like Chag, as we said before. So honestly playing like incredibly well, but he's just got to get through one more player.
He certainly does. He certainly does. As a couple of falling up airs into a string right there to punish Sriks, but it's not quite a whole lot of damage. That's not what he is scared of right now as the tilt comes through. He doesn't quite get the 2-frame. That is a shame after all, but he's not quite used to the airspeed of Incineroar. He's never to find these back airs he has been looking for as a massive, explosive throw. And that's the problem. It doesn't matter how well you're playing. Skyjay needs just a chance. And he can bring you all the way back to 0 right there as we're back to neutral.
Yeah, and finally, Sriks was able to take that stock away. Again, something going here, waiting out Revenge as well. A few more nairs clicking in Skyjay's face there, but another side B is going to be tacked on. And again, every single time, it just leaves enough of a mark to be worthwhile for Skyjay. And Sriks really just having to fight so hard around this Incineroar, who just has been leaving dent after dent and doing so much damage. Spot dodging the down smash as well. Skyjay is not letting Sriks have anything.
My goodness, you see Sriks going for these down smashes. You know, this sort of Trump scenario where you either get a load of damage or you get a shield break. Tell me, Small, when was the last time you saw Skyjay shield? He is aggression. He is violence. He is rancid force. And Sriks needs to be ready to cement himself and challenge it.
Exactly that. If anything, Skyjay puts up a shield as a bait. He says, I want you to come towards me. I want you to think that I am going to do something defensive, because I'm most certainly not. But finally, Sriks taking a very thin lead here. And I do mean thin.
How thin
because
was
it's
that
gone.
lead?
Pretty thin.
Pretty thin. As a couple of nair chains coming in. Fantastic stuff. But I'm going to fall out of the fair. Not going to get caught by that. A grab is perfect right there into a back air. And Sriks could steal a game here if he is careful. Octaslash coming through. There's the trump. Sriks going to make it up. Tries to cover it, but last. Skyjay able to delay his recovery just enough. Not going to fall for the revenge this time, but that's the problem when you get to this top level. If you start using revenge, even if...
that's it! That is it! And Skyjay moving on 3-0 in a pretty dominant set there. All aggression, no stopping. Skyjay just saying, I am running at you and I am taking the set and I am moving on into losers finals.
Ludicrous stuff from Skyjay there. So dominant, so strong against a force that is Sriks. Someone who looks so strong, so unbeatable by so many. Let me tell you, it's just the nature of the matchup. And frankly, I don't even want to call it a shame. You know, traveling across the world, across the ocean, getting top 4 against these insane players. Sriks has done well. He has done the Aussies proud. And frankly, Skyjay is looking to do a little bit of what do I want to call it? Should I call it revenge?
Oh, very good.
For
Very good.
our good player Jag right there. As we
Yes.
move on in, he is your top 3. But will he go further, Smar? That's what I want to know.
That's what I want to know as well, because Skyjay's run started off basically in loser side of pools. And since then, it just hasn't stopped. How deep does this story go? How many more chapters in this book that Skyjay is writing?
I'm curious. And frankly, what I'm looking forward to is Skyjay in Grands. And as soon as Skyjay lands, the last hit, just a forward smash at ledge, he just immediately falls asleep.
And
And
there
he's
we
like,
go.
my job, like, you can rest now. Like, just stroking his head. It's okay.
It's
You've
okay.
done well. It's all
You've
right.
done all you need to. You
But
can
we
rest now.
are going to have to wait for that, because frankly, Skyjay's got to down another red ball. He's got to get himself back to the stage, because he has got to fight EOE's finest, Pelly Penguin, for another
Exactly
spot
that.
at Fighting Sisqui.
Exactly that, and this is going to be a real showdown for a losers finals. Pelly versus Skyjay, and obviously what we just saw there is, Skyjay really just going the aggression and then really just embodying what Incineroar likes to do. But Pelly, a very slow defensive player.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we are slowly getting into losers finals, and I mean, everyone's feeling it, Galaxy's feeling it,
Just
the crowd
going
are
for
feeling
it
it.
in the back.
We're in top 3 nut roast, and the show isn't stopping yet.
What I'm curious about, frankly, in this next set, it is all about revenge. And I think,
That's 2 puns now.
Well, weirdly, there's a lot that can be said for this, right? Because if you want to dig deep into it, right, there's 2 sides to this. Pelly took down Chag, okay? Skyjay wants revenge for Chag, wants to take down Pelly. But Skyjay recently famously taking down 2 of EOE's best. Skyjay took down Lugi. Skyjay took down Bloom.
Yes.
And so both of these players are looking for some blood, looking for a statement. Who is going to lead the charge here? Will it be Skyjay avenging the fallen, or will it be Pelly cementing his strength? I can't wait to find out.
I can't either. I mean, the players are gearing up as well. And again, this is going to just be a real, as I said, a clash of play styles. Obviously Skyjay is going to be wanting to get in. Pelly's going to be saying, no, I don't want you to do that. I'll find my own way in, but at a slow pace. And it's going to be very much a battle of shields versus no shields.
Yeah, what I'm interested in really is how these engages are going to work, right? Watching that last game, a lot of the kind of damage, right? We saw those 50, 60% chunks. They were all coming from that revenge, right?
Yes.
And that makes sense. Sephiroth has very hard, long-ranged committal options. And so it's very easy for you to rack up revenge because those hitboxes are so prevalent. Sonic, however, that's very different,
Yeah.
right? Sonic chooses when he goes in. Sonic has a lot of leeway. And so it's up to Skyjay to really perfectly time these revenges to
Exactly
actually
that.
catch, because Sonic, Pelly even, can just cancel that engage at any time. So it's a game of chicken,
Yes.
frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, as you say, Pelly is not going to want Skyjay to get in front of him, because every single time it is bad news. And it is exactly what we saw there, actually, in the previous set with Skyjay versus Sriks, where every time that Skyjay got in, it just was terrible news for Sriks. It was doing so much damage. And Sonic as a character as well, not that heavy either, kind of a similar way, to my knowledge.